Maplewave is a name that many may not be too familiar with in this industry, but it's a company that is the premier provider of software and retail optimization services for the entire industry. Its software is used around the world, and in some countries you can't purchase a mobile phone without using Maplewave software. I'm therefore delighted to be joined today by Will Gibson, who's going to tell us more, and in particular talk about the Omnichannel approach. Will, thanks for talking to us today. Yeah, give us a bit about the history of Omnichannel and sort of the opportunities, the challenges for operators today.
Sure. So Omnichannel's a concept that's been around for some time now, ever since the advent of online shopping and home delivery. And really, the term, to give it its full justice, means to involve multiple channels and have them working together. But the problem is that many retailers believe that to do omnichannel, all they need is separate siloed channels: home delivery, online sales, web app, so on, physical stores, so on. But actually, to do this concept well, it's about how well those channels work with each other, and it's about the journeys that the customers go through to be able to get their products. Because nowadays, there are multiple touch points that a customer will go through in order to research a product, in order to buy a product, and in order to receive that product. So it's a very, very complex topic, and telcos in particular are dealing with devices that can be very expensive. They are dealing with customers who can very easily move from one provider to another. So therefore, omnichannel and the ability to do it well is a real advantage for any telco looking to retain their customers and hold on to them. Of course, the challenges and the barriers for telcos, because a lot of them are very poor at this, is their legacy systems don't talk to each other. So it can be very, very difficult for some telcos to have the knowledge and expertise to really do omnichannel the way the customers of today want to do it.
But I guess equally there's tremendous dangers in not doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, today's customers are changing rapidly, and they're very demanding. Brand loyalty is not what it was. Customers demand good service and a good experience, and if they don't get it, they will go elsewhere. And many telcos put hurdles and barriers in the way of customers, sometimes not intentionally, but through their legacy systems in that buying purchase. And so, customers will churn to another network. So I think the sooner that telcos research this topic and commit to doing it fully, the better experience they will give, and the less churn they'll have, and the more they'll retain their customers, and they're giving them a great experience.
So if I'm an operator in this sort of hard-pressed situation, what steps do I take? How do I go about, putting it right?
Sure. I mean, the first step is to think about omnichannel as not channels. It's about journeys. So in my keynote a few days ago here, I outlined the 10 most common journey types, and actually there's around 42 and could be more individual journeys that a customer can go through when procuring a product from a telco environment. So they need to fully map all of those out, and often they don't do that because they think channel. So some of the steps that they can take is to look for a solution provider like ourselves who provide these types of services, but it's important to try and find someone who knows retail and who knows telco and who knows sales channels intimately. So get a provider who can give you that great advice first of all, and then also look for a provider that has a platform with a modern technology that can integrate into all of the various systems that you may have, some of which may be your own, some of which may be systems in a third-party distribution company, for example. So you need a very flexible modern architecture to be able to do omnichannel very, very well.
That's really interesting. Thank you so much for talking to us.
No, thanks for your time. Great, pleasure.